An older Ragna fights some dragons. He kills them but is not satisfied with his power and wishes to get stronger. Ragna then comes to his senses while he is in the middle of a fight with a small dragon. He gets knocked down, but Lenica saves him. The two ways of killing dragons are by freezing their blood using silver or by incinerating their bodies with sunlight. After killing the dragon, Ragna and Lenica return to Ragna city in the kingdom of Lees. Leo has a scar on his face, which means she has killed many dragons. They head to Guildhall and take their prize. There is a man, Sykes Charluk, who is the second strongest dragon hunter after Leo. He mocks Ragna for living off Lenica's scraps. Lenica gets angry and pulls out her sword. She is going to hunt another dragon and asks everyone to join. But only Ragna joins her. They go to take some rest. Leo falls asleep, and Ragna goes out to practice. He knows he has no talent and will likely be eaten by a dragon, but he wishes to be of some use to Lenica. His future self then appears behind him, telling him that he will not be of use to her and that he will lose her. His future self then shows him the future and how Lenica dies. He considers it a dream and goes to buy some meat and cook for Lenica. The next day, they go to Guildhall, but there is no new quest. They return, and Ragna cuts Leo's hair, which has grown very long. While cutting her hair, he dreams of losing her. At night, he again had a dream of losing her. Some days later, Ragna recalls his future self telling him he will lose Lenica. Meanwhile, Sykes and other dragon hunters are discussing the dragon's behavior. They find it strange in the last few days as dragons are migrating to the east towards Donapiru. Leo finds Ragna's strange behavior but realizes he is working hard. Ragna asks Lenica how he can help her in a meaningful way. Leo tells him that she sees potential in him and that he is very useful to her. Ragna had a flashback when he was 3 years old. Ragna's parents were eaten by a dragon. Their relatives took him in, but they were eaten too. A wealthy man then adopted him, but dragons burned down his estate. Sykes is working for that man and blames Ragna, stating that he brought the dragons there since he keeps on getting attacked by them and somehow attracts them. Lenica then beats Sykes and asks Ragna if he wants to hunt dragons with her. She finds his link to dragons and gives them courage. Ragna feels that there is no way that she will die before him as she is too strong. Dragon hunters find that Donapiru has fallen due to a dragon attack. The kingdom has issued an emergency quest to kill the dragon horde that attacked Donapiru. Ragna comes to shock while seeing the burning city and tells Lenica they should run, but she assures her that she will not die. The man appears covered in blood and kills people. Ragna sees that the man is from his dream, the one who killed Lenica in his dream. Sykes sees the man and realizes that he is a superior dragon. Ragna attacks the dragon, but he throws Ragna into the river. Leo asks Sykes to help Ragna and starts fighting with superior dragon. In the river, Ragna meets his future self, who worked hard to become stronger after Leo's death, and now he is much stronger than before, but now there is no point in it. The current Ragna asks him to give him power so he can use it to save Leo. The future self warns him that there is a price to pay, but the past self doesn't care. The future self then merges the future and the past. Dragon introduces himself to Grimwelt and Leo. While fighting, he explains that their god enjoyed pastry at a shop in Donapiru and was protecting the city. However, the shop was robbed and went out of business, so their god was deeply saddened and decided to blow up the city. Ragna comes out of the water and recalls his past self when he killed many dragons. He recalls how he was almost killed by so many things, but he survived many times. After 10 more years, he surpassed the limits of human ability and mastered the ultimate battle techniques. Ragna fights Grimwelt, who finds Ragna very special. He freezes and shatters him. Ragna meets Leo and tells her how much his future self missed her. Elsewhere, a man faces future Ragna and sees that he died standing still. It is the price he paid. He also adds that his past self will not live long either. The man talks to another and tells him that their hopes of creating a world without dragons are now entirely dependent on their past selves. Leo and Ragna go to the inn to spend the night. Leo finds Ragna's behavior strange. Ragna falls asleep. Suddenly, Lenica and Sykes felt a strange sound. As they come out, they see the forest moving towards the city. The superior dragon is the owner of the forest. A chef presents his dish to dragon, Temriwagtaf, which he tries and ends up enjoying it. He finds humans more delicious than any dish and eats the chef and his 2 maids. The city is attacked by the moving forest. Sykes and Lenica cut down roots, and as they freeze, they find out that it's a dragon's doing. Some roots then capture the sleeping Ragna. Lenica attempts to help him, but more roots attack her. He senses danger around Lenica. Ragna wakes up and freezes all the roots around them. Ragna then turns towards the forest and runs towards it. Leo fails to follow him as he is too fast. The Silver Blast has already done damage to the superior dragon lunch with one maid and warns the Ragna that his action will not be tolerated. Ragna confronts the dragon and saves the maid. Ragna kicks him, which freezes half of his face. The maid then asks Ragna if he is okay. Seeing her, Ragna recognizes her. He realizes their meeting is a pure coincidence, but that doesn't matter as he saves time searching for Crimson. The maid becomes more confused and tries to present herself, but he tells her he already knows everything about her. He reveals that she is Eliza Yorkshire, 14 years old, male, born in a farming village, and while working in a mansion, she was attacked by dragons and went missing. The maid stresses that her name is Elise, but Ragnar replies that he knows she is Crimson, the previous winged monarch, and together they can exterminate all the dragons sooner than they did in the future. Elise slaps Ragnar's face, saying she had enough of his rude behavior, and that she is neither a dragon nor a male. Temruogtaf returns in angry mood because Human kicked him as he holds the 8th seat of the dragons. Temruogtaf then jumps attempting to eat Ragna. However, Ragna throws a small orb into its mouth and easily dodges while taking Leonica with him. The orb then explodes into Temruogtaf's mouth and kills him. Leo reaches Ragna and becomes happy at her success. She remembers how she was right with her intuition that Ragna would become stronger one day. Ragna wants her to take the survivors and cross the border, as he has work to do now, but he will return to her. Leo finds this behavior unacceptable, and she ends up in a childish tantrum. Leonica refuses as she wants to stay with him. Ragna tries to explain it's dangerous and it's only temporary, but Leonica yells stating that he is supposed to do what she tells him. Ragna realizes she is still a child, and he is too strong for her. Leo, still in a tantrum, attacks Ragna, but she gets knocked out, but not before hearing Ragna's goodbye. Sykes wakes Leo up, and she bursts into tears after remembering that she attacked Ragna, as he is strong, but he knocked and left her alone. Elise asks Ragna if he is okay with separating his ways with Leonica, which fills Ragna's eyes with tears. He explains that he can only be with people whose deaths won't hurt him or people who won't die. Ragna again calls Elise as Crimson, which annoys her. She states that if she was a dragon, she would have died when the sunlight hit her, but Ragna explains that her dragon monarch powers are blocked, but she is not weak anymore. She also has the ability to change age and sex anytime according to Ragna. Ragna wonders how to earn Crimson's trust as he knows from the future that Crimson will not easily trust him. Ragna tells Elise that he can read and write and can do all types of work. After explaining his work in detail, he collapses. In the dream he had memories from the future where he met Crimson for the first time by saving her life. Elise decides to team up with Ragna as he saved her life earlier. She tests him by serving poison drinks and he passes the test by drinking it without hesitation.